Okay, we're going to go in 5, 4, 3. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. It's Wednesday, the 12th of February, and this is officially, I guess, seeing as last week it didn't work, the first episode of the Weekly Rez. And as per first episodes go, my webcam is not loading. There we go. We got there eventually, and I managed to get my headphones out. It's a great start, aren't I? It's really, really good. Okay, so welcome to the first official episode. We had an episode last week just to pilot it out. Unfortunately, it was lost to the archives of Twitch forever. Namely due to my incompetence at not ticking a button to save things. So, what we're going to talk about, let's talk a little bit about Netrunner in the past week, or, well, let's mainly focus on the fact that, let's focus on two things. The first, the store championships just happened. I went down to Rayleigh, where they were, and, yeah, I had a really good amount of games. It was really good fun. We played 8 games in total. 4 as Corp, 4 as Runner. I won 3 of my games as Corporation, which was using my Jinteki identity, and I only won 2 as a Runner using Raina, who I have a little bit of a love-hate relationship at the minute. When she worked beautifully and it was great, and when she didn't work, it was a train crash. And because of that, I only managed to get into the top 5, so it was one place shy, effectively, of going into that top 4 battle royale that they had. One place off a map. That's all I really wanted, was a map. Oh well. So yeah, but every game was epic. Every game was absolutely fantastic. There were times when I was playing as Raina and I had 2 brain damage. The guy had an Eli in front of his servers, and I just wasted my clicks just to run and pelt in, just trying to pull out those agendas. Had no agendas at the start. Ran in the first used my entire turn just to run an R&D and pulled out a priority requisition for 3. Next turn he advances a couple of things, run again an R&D, pull out another priority requisition for 3. Unfortunately, I lost just because I got net damage to death. Yay, Jinteki. A lot of Jinteki about, in fact. I think 3 of the opposing matchups were Jinteki, and I had one that was NBN, which I won, but I'm still not 100% sold on NBN, which is why later we're going to play as an NBN identity. So I've made an NBN identity in the style that I like. We're going to try and run it later on Octagon and see how we go with that. So then the other bit of news, I spoke about it last week. Let's just touch on it again. The lunar cycle. The lunar cycle has been announced, so we're going to be getting some fantastic new cards and identity in every data pack, which is brilliant. And it's all about the corpse coming first. It's going to be a massive shake-up. It's all about the corpse being able to do crazy, sneaky stuff. So the standard has been so far that the early game is very much in the runner's favour. You know, attack the corp where you can, whittle them down. The middle game, the corp gets up their ice. They're very strong, starting to advance pieces of advanced agendas, things like that, getting the stuff. And then the late game, the runner's got their breaker rig out and they're able to bust through a lot of the defences that are out there. So apparently it's going to be shaking it up, and according to the website, as I read it, it says that, effectively speaking, the corp's going to be able to return the runner to like the middle state at any given point, which is pretty cool. But yeah, ever so slightly odd. So I've just been mentioned to turn on the recording for this stream. I haven't actually triple checked. I did double check. We have recording this time, so that is fine. I'm just going to put the music on slightly. So each week I'm going to try and do a different soundtrack while we're playing. And what we're listening to at the minute is an album by a guy called big giant circles called The Glory Days. It's a new album that's just come out. I kickstarted the album, so it's great. It's very chiptune-y, a bit retro. It's not ideal for Netrunner, but I've only been listening to it today, so I want to listen to it some more. So next week we're going to go and talk a bit about, get some actual cyberpunk songs up. So what we're going to do is just have a look at a couple of decks that we're going to play as in this turn. So the first thing you'll see is we're going with an NBN deck. Again, not my favourite. I have a problem with NBN. I'm rubbish at tagging. I'm really bad at it. So this is my kind of take on an NBN deck. I've got a load of agendas in here because agendas are good. Sure, should we go with that? So we've got Astroscript Pilot as a 2/3, we've got 4/2 Character Assassination, Gila Hands for that nice bit of finance, and we're going to be using Project Field to try and get cheap wins on those agendas. So every 2 advancement counters on it over 3, we actually gain an additional agenda point. So if we can advance that 5 times, that effectively becomes a 5/3 or a 7/4, something, so to try and help with that, we've got some tagging bits and pieces. So we've got SEA Source, which allows us to trace the runner if they made a successful run on their last turn. If we're successful, we give them a tag. Based on that, we've also got Data Raven. Whenever they encounter that, that's another tag. We've got Muckraker, which is literally trace. I have to take a bad pub for it, but at the minute, bad pub. It's not a game changer yet. As the Lunar Cycle comes out and the new expansion Double Time begins to come out. When Double Time comes out, I believe there's a card coming out called Blackmail, which means that if you're caught and you have bad pub, they can play an event called Blackmail, which stops you rezzing any ice for that particular run that they're going to do. It's a killer. So yes, so we've got that, and then I've just got some standard ice. We've got 3 paper walls because I love paper wall. They're just great, efficient barrier breakers. Barriers. We've got Toll Booth. Now Toll Booth we've actually got because we want to play RSVP in front of it. Now RSVP is a new card. It means that if they can't break it, they can't spend any credits for the remainder of the run. And at the Toll Booth, they have to pay 3 credits to get past it. If they don't break RSVP, they can't break through Toll Booth. Sorry, I've got a text to tell me to put the music down slightly, so let's do that. Okay, so with all that in place, I've also got Flair, which is just nice if you've got the economy for it, and we've got a lot of economy. We've got Sweep, which allows us to gain a credit for every card in the runner's grip, so if they've got 4 cards, 4 credits, 5 cards, 5 credits, etc. And we've got Hedge Fund, standard, Beanstalk Royalties, standard. I don't have a Corp deck that doesn't have Beanstalk and Hedge Fund in. They're kind of necessary things at this point, unless you're really tight on your influence, always Beanstalk. The same as the runner, unless you're tight on your influence, you're always going to want the card that I can't remember, criminal card, that gives you 3 credits. That'll come to me in a minute. So we've got our agendas, we've got our ice, we're going to try and give the runner some tags. Based on being able to give them some tags, we've got Psychographics here. Psychographics allows us to place a certain amount of advancement tokens on a card that can be advanced based on how many tags that runner has. So if we can get the runner coupled with 2 tags, we can play that 2-3 advancement tokens on a thing. Comes in really handy when we can play that on Project Field, just 2 for free, advance it normally. And that's the main reason we have that. We also have Ghost Branch, which is an asset that we can advance. And when we do that, and the runner accesses it, we give them a tag for every time, for every advancement counter that's on there. So hopefully, if we can stack them up with a few tags and use Psychographics, we can advance some things for free, which is lovely. As per standard, we've got Jackson Howard, lovely. Allows us just to draw 2 cards. Any point we can retrieve anything we need from archives. Awesome. And then, because I'm very Jinteki and very much I like the attack, we have 2 Cerebral Overwriters, for damage, and Project Junebug for damage. I'd like to have put a couple of snares in there, but it starts getting really tight and really cramped. Ideally, I should probably tweak the agenda slightly, but I'm not a big NBN lover, so this is kind of my take on doing something funky with NBN. So that's what we're going to be running at. So we're going to export that as an Octagon deck. Now, running wise, I started this off as a Professor deck, and I played my friend Andy at Jonesy recently with it, and then I've changed it to use Chaos Theory because, in fact, I can fit all the influence that I need in. So Chaos Theory just gives us one extra memory unit. Oh, I forgot to mention NBN making news. We get 2 credits to use during trace attempts, so it's nothing massive. So yes, Chaos Theory just gives us that one extra memory unit. The reason that we use that is because we actually have 6 icebreakers, 2 for each type of ice: barrier, sentry, and code gate. Corroder is standard for your barrier breaker. We've got Fairy, which allows us cheap entry into a sentry. Mimic, again, another cheap sentry. We've got 3 sentry, in fact, sorry. And then we've got like the big sentry breaker, which is Ninja. We got Yogg for code gates, and Zoo Keymaster for the code gates where we need more strength than that. So based on all of those, we'll be using Test Run to drag those out, or we'll be using self-modifying code to try and retrieve any of those that we need. We've got Magnum Opus, which is going to give us an easy 2 credits. Keyhole, we're going to try and slide in. So the strategy is going to be to try and get a test run or a sure gamble, test run, or a self-modifying, bring in Keyhole, run an R&D, and an Expert Schedule Analyzer, just for the sake of it, really. Then we have a bunch of finance, professional contests, Katie Jones Daily Cast, ASOPs to get rid of that. We've got clone chips to get rid of anything trash. Dirty Laundry, Sure Gamble, more stuff. Then Quality Time, just to give us those few extra cards when we're digging for something. And Levy, which allows us to shuffle our decks up a bit. So the whole theory behind the Chaos one is we're going to try and just get out Keyhole, bust into R&D a few times, get into archives and get out. We're not going to worry about remote servers. So let's go to Octagon, wherever I find that. There we go. Let's increase this in size slightly. There we go. Right. Let's go to play and start a new game. So game name. Streaming on Twitch.tv. And I can't remember what I wrote last time. So I haven't been keeping a track of the view list. So hi Rob, sorry I should have said hello to you when you mentioned that you were watching. That's really bad of me. Okay, so now there we go. We're looking for a game now, so we're going to wait and see if someone joins